Welcome back, YouTubers. In this Java tutorial, I want to talk a little bit more about the Eclipse IDE, specifically what happens when you click the Run button, because a lot's going on there behind the scenes that Eclipse does a great job at hiding from you, which is beneficial because you don't want to have to deal with it every single time you click the Run button. So first, let's go ahead and click the Run button to show that our program still runs. We're going to continue with the same program we wrote in the previous episode where we talked about variables, but I'm not actually going to change any of the source code. So there are a couple of steps that occur when you click the Run button. The first thing that happens is your file gets automatically saved. So let's go ahead and make a modification to the file to show that it is not saved, and that is denoted by this star up right before the file names on the Files tab. This means that there's been a change to the file. It is currently not saved, the exact same way sometimes a Microsoft Word document is not saved when you're editing it. So the first thing that happens when you click the Run button is your file gets saved. And sure enough, the star goes away when you click Run. The next thing that happens is the Java compiler actually takes your Java text file and compiles it. And what that does is it's basically a process that takes text that is human readable and converts it into bytecode. Specifically because we're working in Java, it is converted into Java bytecode. And so to prove to you that this is actually happening, let's jump back out to our operating system and go to our project. Right now I'm currently in our current workspace, and this Hello World folder lines up with our current Hello World project. So jumping in there, we see, oh yep, sure enough, there's the source folder out there, and that aligns with our source folder in our Explorer. So let's jump into that, and there's hello world main.java, and that looks like it is probably this exact text file. So let's go ahead and right click on it and open with Notepad, and sure enough, it is that exact text file that we're operating with within Eclipse. So let's close that out and go back up one directory to the Hello World directory, and we see a bin folder. This bin folder stands for binary, and it is where your Java bytecode will get placed when it is compiled by the Eclipse IDE. So let's go ahead and, just for fun, right click that .class file and click open. We're going to have to select a program, and let's try to open it with Notepad. So, as I said before, bytecode is machine readable, not so much human readable. You can pick out a couple of things that exist, but for the most part, I would have no idea how this is going to get run, and that's because it's bytecode. Now, this is easily run by the Java virtual machine, which is what's actually running your code. So, to prove to you that this is all automatically happening, let's go ahead, and we have to turn off a setting here in our Eclipse workspace. Let's go ahead and stop our project from being built automatically. Let's unselect that, make sure it's unselected, and then let's go ahead and just delete this .class file. Send it to the recycling bin. Okay, so now it's gone, and we did this outside of Eclipse, so Eclipse still thinks it's there. When you click run, oh my goodness, it couldn't find the Java bytecode to run. Well, that's just Eclipse being uninformed that we manually went back and deleted it. So all we really need to do is to tell our project, hey, recompile this file. So there's a couple ways to do this. I haven't tried this before, but I have a feeling that if we make a change to this file and then click run, Select the resources to save. Always save resources. Yes, okay. Yep. So if we change the file and click run, and actually I think it'll probably work if you, even with build automatically selected. So let's go ahead and try that. Delete the file, make a change to your file, put in a space, delete the space, click run. It automatically recompiles it, and we see this by the class file reappearing. So a quick recap, what's happening? You click run, file gets saved, Java compiler is ran against your text file. It generates this .class file, which is basically Java bytecode for this class. Notice that there will be a separate .class file. Usually there will be a separate .class file for every single .java file. And then the step that happens after that is the IDE actually runs the .class file. When I say run, what that means is the JVM program is started, and the JVM then runs the .class file. JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine, and anytime you run a Java program, it's not actually the operating system that's running the program, it's the JVM that's running that program. And that's just something that happens when you use Java. It's unique to Java because Java uses a virtual machine basically to run your code, and this is the way that the same Java code is able to be run on any operating system, because the JVM interprets the code the exact same way regardless of whether it's being run on Windows or Mac OS X or Linux or Solaris or wherever the JVM is running. It's a huge advantage, and it's one of the main reasons why a lot of people like Java. So that's a lot to go on by just a simple button click, and Eclipse does, expand that window back out, Eclipse does a very good job at hiding all of that from you. And that's good, because when you click the run button, you're really focused on writing your code and trying to figure out if it's going to produce what you wanted it to produce. You don't really care about all that background work that's happening all the time. But it's important to know, because when you go to deploy your code base on another computer, for example, you don't want to have to ship Eclipse with it, for example. You just want to send the byte code that you've generated. And so in a nutshell, that's basically what's happening when you click the run button. If you have any questions or comments, leave it in the comment section below, and we'll see you in the next video.